So next, very important topic, I can say very important topic. It is called mesh analysis or mesh current analysis. Mesh current analysis, right? So this is one method of analyzing a DC circuit. Here we are going to write the circuit equations in matrix form through inspection. Just by seeing, we can write directly circuit equations in matrix form. So the basic equation is this. You have to, by inspection, we will create this matrix, that is R matrix multiplied by I matrix equal to V matrix. R is resistance matrix, I is the circuit currents, we call it as loop currents, and voltages, source voltages, voltage sources in the circuit. Suppose if you want to solve using computer like MATLAB, so directly you can from the matrix form, you can directly solve by using softwares like MATLAB or MathCAD. But in the examination, you will be using only calculator, right? So in that case, you have to convert that into equation form and then solve through your calculator. Okay. So I will explain this mesh current analysis through an example, then only you can understand. So I can explain through a simple example. So this is your circuit. So I have a number of resistors and one voltage source. So your work is, or your job is to find what is the current flowing through the 10 ohm resistor. What is the current flowing through the 10 ohm resistor, right? So first step, what you have to do is, you have to identify independent loops in the given circuit. So what I am doing is, I am just marking A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, these points, right? So A, B, C, D, E, this is one independent loop. E, D, G, F, E, this is one independent loop. D, C, H, G, D, this is another independent loop. So the first step is, you have to identify independent loops in the given circuit. So I have loop 1, A, B, C, D, E, of course A. Loop 2, E, D, G, F, E, loop 2. Loop 3 is C, H, G, D, C. So this is going to be third loop. So next step, you have to name the loop. So in any order you can name. So it is up to you. So what I am doing is the same order. So what I am going to do is, see the loop 1, I have marked as 1, loop 2, 2, loop 3. So by using a circle. Okay. So next step is, in the identified loop, right, that is 1, 2, 3, in the identified loop, you have to assign currents in the clockwise direction. That is very important. First, you identify 3. It may be more than 3 also, but mostly it may be 2 or maximum 3, right? So that's why I have taken this example, but it can be more than 3 also. So you identify the independent loops in the given circuit and assign numbers for them. So next step is going to be assign currents in the identified loops in the clockwise direction. So this is very important. So loop 1 current is I1. I have assigned it in the clockwise direction. Loop 2 current is I2. I have assigned it in the clockwise direction. Loop 3 current is I3. Again I have assigned it in the clockwise direction. Okay. So next thing is, by using this, we have to form the matrix. By using this, we have to form the matrix. I hope you will be able to see this, right? May not be fully. First I will show this. So what you have to do is, we are using this formula, this equation, R matrix multiplied by I matrix equal to V matrix. So this is my R matrix, this is my I matrix, this is my V matrix. So we have 3 loops. So you put a big R matrix. You write loop 1 on the left hand side, loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. See, in loop 1, the corresponding current is I1. In loop 2, corresponding current is I2. Loop 3, corresponding current is I3. Next, what you have to do is, you write this I1, I2, I3 above this matrix, R matrix. Don't write inside, you have to write above, well above this matrix. Okay. Now, by inspection, we are going to fill this matrix. Okay. First, I will explain to you, then I don't know whether it is coming in frame. If it is not coming in frame, I will first explain and then I will fill up the quantities. Okay. Probably you may be able to see, right? To some extent you will be able to see. Okay. I hope you will be able to see this, right? So now, you imagine, first you have to be in loop 1. So I will write down, first you are in loop 1. So imagine you are inside this loop. You are inside this loop. Okay. You imagine that you start from point A, you walk through this, you are inside the loop. Just imagine you are riding on the current I1. It is like a flying, something like that, flying squad or something like that. So imagine you are riding on this current. So in loop 1, the actual current is I1. See, the loop 1 current is I1. So select this point. See, loop 1, through loop 1, current I1 flows through 10 ohm, 5 ohm and 8 ohm. Okay, so you write 10 plus 5 plus 8, right? Now still you are in loop 1. Okay, in loop 1, you are inside the loop 1. You are just seeing whether any current I2 flows through loop 1. Yes, through this 8 ohm, I2 is flowing, but it is flowing in the opposite direction. See, I1 is flowing in this direction, I2 is flowing in the opposite direction. So under I2, you put minus 8 since it is opposite direction. Still you are in loop 1. You are asking the question whether any current flow through the loop 1, whether I3 flows through loop 1. Yes, through this 5 ohm I3 is flowing. You are inside the loop 1, but whether I3 is flowing in loop 1 or through loop 1, it is flowing through 5 ohm. Okay, but actual direction of I1 is like this, I3 is opposite. So you write minus 5 ohm. Okay, minus 5 ohm. Next, is there any voltage source in loop 1? No. So you put 0. Okay. Next we come for this loop 2. So you are jumping to loop 2, right? So loop 2 original current is I2. So this is I2. It flows through 8 ohm, 3 ohm. So you write 8 plus 3. Okay. Still you are in loop 2. Whether I1 is flowing through loop 2. Yes. I1 flows through loop 2 through this 8 ohm, but in the opposite direction. So under I1 you put 8. Again you are asking the question whether I3 flows through loop 2. Okay, yes. I3 flows through this 3 ohm, but in the opposite direction. So you write minus 3. Next, very important thing, any voltage source. We have voltage source 15 volts. So you just move along in the clockwise direction. Here you are moving from negative terminal to the positive terminal. So this is a potential rise. Potential rise means plus. Okay. So under voltage you have to put plus 15, right? And then now you jump to loop 3. Loop 3, the current is I3. I3 flows through 2, 3, 5. So 2 plus 3 plus 5. Okay. Still you are in loop 3. You are asking whether I1 is flowing through loop 3. Yes. I1 flows through loop 3 through 5 ohm, but in the opposite direction. So I put minus 5. And whether I2 is flowing through loop 3? Yes. This I2 is flowing through this 3 ohm. Okay. But in the opposite direction. So it is going to be minus 3. And is there any voltage sources in loop 3? No voltage sources. So you put 0. So this is going to be your matrix. This is going to be your matrix, right? So now you just simplify this, just add. Okay. So I have already done this for you, just for convenience. So you can write 23 minus 8 minus 5, second row, minus 8, 11, minus 3, minus 5, 3, 10, 0. Okay. So this is the circuit equation in matrix form. Circuit equation in matrix form. So you can solve this any method. Okay. So you can use, sometimes if you want to practice, you can use computer softwares like MATLAB. Nowadays everybody is using MATLAB in educational institutions to solve problem. So you can use MATLAB and you can solve. In some colleges they are using MathCAD. Using MathCAD also you can solve this. But in the examination we have to use calculator. And when I was a student, calculators are not that much developed. So we used to do the calculation through Cramer's rule, right? By using Cramer's rule, we will solve this matrix and we will find out the answer. But nowadays, uh, universities are permitting calculator that can solve simultaneous equations or linear equations. Okay. So what we have to do is, since we want to solve using a calculator, so I will demonstrate how to solve through this calculator FX 991 MS. So this is permitted in almost all universities. So you must write this equation into linear equation. Okay. So if you recall the first diagram, we have to find out what is the current through 10 ohm resistor. So the current through the 10 ohm resistor is nothing but I1 current. So the 10 ohm resistor is in loop 1. Current I1 flows through the 10 ohm resistor. So if you find if you solve for I1, that will give you the current through 10 ohm resistor. Okay. So for calculator, we have to, this is the form calculator uses. Okay. This is a form calculator uses, right? Of course, before I will do one thing. Before I will show how to use calculator through actual calculator operation, I will show how I solved through MATLAB software. Of course, this is just an extra bit, right? MATLAB software. So I call it as MATLAB solution, right? So RIV, right? This is similar to AX equal to B in matrix. So if X is unknown matrix, A inverse B. So here I equal to I or X is unknown, A inverse R inverse into V. So this is the equation we are going to use. Output X equal to INV. This is a MATLAB command. INV of R multiplied by V. So R is a 3 by 3 matrix which you have to define in MATLAB, and also you have to define the V matrix, which is a column matrix in MATLAB, and then you will be using this equation to solve this, right? So R equal to, I have written like this, square bracket open, 23, first row, 23 minus 8 minus 5, semicolon. Second row, minus 8, 11, minus 3, semicolon. Third row, minus 5, minus 3, 10. Press the enter key. So this is going to be your R matrix. R equal to 23 minus 8 minus 5, minus 8, 11, minus 3, minus 5, minus 3, 10. Next we will be defining V. That is a column matrix. Square bracket open. First element is 0, semicolon. Second element is 15, semicolon. Third element is again 0. Close the bracket and press the enter key. So MATLAB will display the column matrix V equal to 0, 15, 0. X is unknown, or you can put I also, no, nothing wrong. So I have tried on the MATLAB screen like this. X is equal to, X is unknown, INV. This command will calculate the inverse. INV, open the bracket or close the bracket. This is multiplication sign V. So if you press the enter key, it will give the answer like this. X is equal to 1.22, 2.6327, 1.3998. In that, the first is I1, second one is I2, third one is I3. So we want only I1. So I1 is nothing but current through 10 ohm resistor, which is nothing but 1.22 ohm. So this I got through MATLAB software, because most of the colleges, they are using the MATLAB in their syllabus. Okay, but in the examination you have to use calculator. Okay, you cannot use MATLAB. So this is for problem solving using calculator. So the calculator equation form, it is going to be a1x plus b1y plus c1z equal to d1, a2x plus b2y plus c2z equal to d2, a3x plus b3y plus c3z equal to d3. So here x is nothing but I1, y is nothing but I2, z is nothing but I3. So in the calculator, from the calculator operation, you have to find out the x value. So that is going to be I1, that is nothing but current flowing through the 10 ohm resistor. That is going to be your answer. So now we shall see how to use a calculator to solve this equation. See, remember, you have to remember this, right? You have to remember A1 is this, B1 is this, C1 is this, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3, D1, D2, D3. Okay. So I have brought my calculator. So I am going to use FX 991 MS Casio calculator, which is allowed in examination in most of the universities. So this is the equation. We have written the matrix. We have converted the matrix into linear equations. So what you have to do is, you press the mode 3 times. 1 time, second time, third time. So you press the mode key 3 times and then press 1 to select the equation. Press 1, select the equation. It will show unknowns, whether it is 2 unknown or 3 unknown. So here we have 3 unknowns, I1, I2, I3 or X, Y, Z. So you press 3. Okay, now it is asking A1. Just input the A1 value, press the equal sign. A1 is 23, press enter. B1 is minus 8, press equal sign. C1 is minus 5, press equal sign. D1 is 0, press equal sign. A2 minus 8, press equal sign. B2 11, press equal sign. C2 minus 3, press equal sign. D2 15, press equal sign. A3 minus 5, press equal sign. B3 minus 3, press equal sign. C3 10, equal sign. D3 0. So x is equal to 1.22. So x is nothing but I1. So the answer is current flowing through 10 ohm resistor is nothing but 1.22 amperes. The same we obtained through MATLAB solution also. And if you again press equal y, y is nothing but I2. The current flowing, I2 is the current flowing in loop 2, which is nothing but 2.632 ampere. And Z is going to be I3, which is nothing but current flowing through third loop. So it is around 1.4 or 1.399. So by using calculator, where you can very easily solve 3 simultaneous equations, and then you can directly get the answer. You need not to use a matrix inversion, or you need not to struggle with the Cramer's rule and all those things, right? Thank you.